for another episode. So, this might look a bit familiar, this intro, and it is a bit familiar. It is the beginning of a Teardrop Camper, but it's not the same one as before. So, you might have seen my time-lapse build of the Teardrop Camper number 1, and this is going to be number 2. So this is the second build. Here's the start of it. The first one, I didn't really have time or opportunity to record everything, but with this one I'm gonna try to record as much as possible of the build and take you along for the entire process. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just remove all of this lumber, put it on the side, and after that I'm gonna start removing everything that's on the trailer that I don't need for the camper. Okay, so that's it. I got all of the metal sidewalls stripped off this one, and I cut down the back section a bit. I left a little bit over here just to a little bit of extra strength, and then I removed the lights from there. And next thing, I'm gonna get one of these big sheets to start expanding my floor a little bit bigger than this, because this is not really big enough. I got 10 centimeters in the front on each corner. That is hanging over the original sheet base. And in the back I have 10.3 centimeters. And the same over here. 14.4, 14.4. So the overall width of the trailer the camper is going to be 150 centimeters. And the reason for that this time is because of the aluminum sheets that I'm going to use to skin it. They are at the most 150 centimeters wide if I want to keep it lengthwise on it. So I'm going to make it a bit more neat and tidy in the design that way. So if I measure the overhang on the left side, I have 15.6 millimeters over here. And here in the front, I have about 15.5, so that's close enough, 1 millimeter. And the overall width is going to be 150 centimeters. So that means that if it's 120 plus 30, it's 150 centimeters wide. And if it's 30 centimeters, the extra sheet here, then the overhang is going to be 15.5. So the sheet is where it's supposed to be. It's not too far on the left and it's not too far on the right. So I figured I would take a moment to explain how I'm constructing the floor, and basically I want to have reinforcement from side to side because it's hanging out more on the sides than it is in the front and the back. And in the front it's also going to be held up from the steel frame. It's going to rest on that. And in the front I picked one that's a bit wider, since I will also have corner support, these kind of legs that just go down, that you wind down, and those will be up to the front corners. In the back they will be in the frame. So the floor is 150 centimeters wide, and then my plywood walls will be on top of the bottom sheet. So everything that I'm building up here has to be within the wall, the plywood wall thickness. And next up I'm gonna start with the middle section and adding more support around the battery box. what I'm doing here is I'm measuring from the frame to the studs, and then I'm finding how far in that frame is. So I have a mark here, and that's where my frame is located. And I know it's about 27 millimeters thick. So this is where my frame is. So this is where I'm gonna drill for bolting the whole floor to the frame, the chassis frame. Okay, so this is where I punch through the frame. Pretty much perfect. It might be a little bit too close to that wall because I need to get the nut on there, but I will see. I'll figure that out. Okay, quick update. So as you can see, I put most of the insulation here in the floor. I just need to go and buy some more to cover this hole over here. And the battery box is complete. These cable channels, tubes are installed. Also, you saw that I drilled 8 of these holes. Here I added some extra support. And this will go through the floor and into the frame and bolt the whole thing together. So that's it. It's looking pretty good. Oh, and I put some support legs down here, one on each side. So a little bit more insulation, and then I'm gonna get some of the plywood out here and cover it. Okay, so I want to show you what I've done here actually before I'm attaching this piece on top of here. I have these 2 holes that are going to go through the frame, but in order to find the holes after I put this sheet on and not have to drill through the bottom, I marked out with these lines here, and they all intersect. But I also wrote the distance from this edge, 25 millimeters in, to find the hole. And then I did the same from here. I drew a line that goes through the center, and I measured the distance from the edge to the center of the hole. And the reason I cannot drill from the bottom is because the steel frame is C-shaped, and then we have plywood, the thick wooden piece, and then we have plywood again. And it's only drilling through here. There's no hole down here, so I cannot get a drill through in the bottom without drilling out over here. So this way I'm avoiding drilling over here in the frame, in the steel frame. So let's work underneath. So that's the end of the floor and the end of this episode. The floor is finally finished, and it took a little bit longer because I had to make some changes, and I had to change the depth of the battery compartment. I changed my mind about what kind of battery, so the new batteries are going to be taller, so I had to change that. Don't forget to subscribe. In the next video I'm going to be building the walls and the roof of the camper, which also means making that teardrop shape that is so typical for these campers. So it's going to be a good episode, so subscribe if you want to see that. Other than that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or things that you think I should have done differently to this camper, put them in the comment section. And that is all for this video, so see you in the next one. This is like really good. Perfect. Yeah, part of the reason it took so long time is to make this sign.